Screen down.
Some fair damage from Leaf. It's the 1 versus 3. We're not going to think better of trying to take that. Duel doesn't want to throw his gun away. They matter a lot more for MIBR than they do for G2 at the moment.
Again, these teams are very hungry to win. That top seed means so much. Aspas gets a tickle there from those salvos that come in. Jonah P now has got the big iron. Okay, could have been deadly that.
MIBR, again, similar to the last round, are opting to put all of their emphasis on A early and allow anyone from G2 to push up behind them. Obviously, with no Sentinel, they don't have any of the passive info that you could gain from having tripwires. They are going to be relying on just fully hard re-clearing everything together as a team. And again, a minute on the clock, they're going to do just that. Last round, they caught Trent playing close, but on the full buy, G2 are not going to be getting that aggressive.
Yep.
Poison's off.
So Jaw saw something that makes him want to pull off that A line as well, alongside with Professor P. Is Leaf at Mound, though. And it's just him. He is so nice one to take. However, okay, plot armor gets across the gap, no worries. Again, Valen struggles in this B position.
Could have gotten the pit out from Leap. I love this from G2. They've stacked up 3 players on B. Enjoy. You can either go into the pit or you're going to come into the stack right now.
Yeah, either one. It's going to be brutal. Jonah wants to try and spray him down. It's a little awkward though. Verno punches him. Jorgamo has to try and gate crash out. He gives up that space, but Trentio's in baby door. He needs to wait though for his opportunity. Wait for Jorg to get back on the line. He dimensional drifts into the site. And there's Trent with the timing. Off the flash, it's perfect. Just like they drew it up. Funneling MIBR over the
door. All right, get on top of the box. Get another angle to get a kill. He's so cerebral.
Valen wants to be more proactive on this C hold. And he'll have Jorg early doors to help him out here. Okay, there's Leaf striking again. It's just a solo player. The lurk is down now over an A. This narrows things down drastically for G2.
He's up to 10 on the board now. The entirety of the map feels like it's under the control of G2. They're pressed up on Mound. Leaf controlling towards A. Double facing with Trent Aspas trying to get forward.
He does get over the rubble, over the mound. So now there's some control of this part of the map. Okay, just like the previous round, Jorg sort of swings that and then pulls off entirely. The weaker point for G2, just in these like mid-round pushes up for info has been B. This time though, playing a bit more passive, converging on that A side while MIBR are going to hit C hard and fast.
He's going to rip it straight away onto the C site. It's dodged by Valen. This is still a 4 versus 5, by the way.
30 seconds.
But G2 will be happy to play retake.
About all of the util under the sun gets employed there. And yeah, looks like MIB are going to end here. Valen happy to pull off the side entirely. Now, no big util ultimates from G2, but they've got plenty of initiated to work with.
What are they going to do now, MIBR? Do they try to fight for some space? Try and catch off G2? There are 3 players coming from Mount. Yes, they want to fight into Waterfall.
It's closing though. This is getting dangerous. Jonah can't push into Waterfall quite yet. There's Verno dealing with Leak. Jorg has to break through here. Numbers are even. MIBR's last 2 stacked up here at Waterfall, and it's a dangerous proposition for G2 to defuse. Valen steps up, and Cortesia sits down. It's on Aspas now. Fast lane in. Jorg gets it to half, then gets off. Another tap. This is going to keep Aspas honest. Keep him wondering. Oh, what the heck was that? Pops up. Fortunately, Valen's played whack-a-mole before, apparently, and has enough time for the defuse. But I tell you what, spotted out. So cat's out the bag. Bucky's back in the pocket. Off we trot.
Verno hoping to catch him with his stun, but it just goes a little short. While all this noise is being made, though, and the Teo is showing presence towards A, it's an MIBR intending on hitting the C site, hoping that that initiator pressure drag rotates, but it hasn't.
Okay, the fast lane gets Aspas in, sprayed! Wayward, he finds one though, and Leaf is perched up, proud as a peacock on these boxes, and he's sending him off to shipping, FedExing them out of the map. And Alberto and Artazine with 2 stingers, under extreme duress, under covering fire from his own, have got to extricate themselves.
One enemy.
Oh, buddy!
On the frenzy flank, Jock. G2 are intent on fighting forward.
Oh, man.
Shaw wants to get that dimensional drift. He's going to be suppressed. Can't teleport away.
Bot line comes in, but do they know there's another play here? I'm not sure. Oh, Aspas runs past! Jorgamo able to find 2, doing the most. And it's an unreasonable impact to have at C after being stunned up.
stunned and suppressed. He can't gate crash away. He's stuck
He
there.
can shoot, brother. That's all he needs to do. Just squeeze the trigger finger. And MIBR now are cut adrift, lost at sea.
God, that is MIBR getting nightmare flashbacks to what Zekin did to them on Yoru in positions like that yesterday. Succumb to so many multi-kills from their opposition on this map.
And again, it's Aspas who tries to get running literally early and then gets cut down. Late re-explore there for G2. Verno is not ready for it. Better be saving these boys.
60 HP for Artsin. Shenum is pushed up very far towards A.
Yet to frag.
The only chance that he can get his first on the board right now onto Trent, but it's not looking likely. Sprayed down to
30
58.
seconds left.
Hit by the special delivery, and they didn't hold the spice. He's feeling it.
22 seconds remaining. Do MIBR even try to get into the site at this point, or do they hope that they can just save the guns and move on to the next round with
Look at them being
That is the
corralled.
choice.
They are being
10
encircled.
seconds left.
You know, G2 don't have the greatest economy at the moment, despite being in a large lead. The rounds have come down to 1 or 2 players surviving. Okay, they're doing it again. 2 players pushing.
3.
Oh, Jaw,
Three.
buddy, shut down. Insta trade by Valen.
Big investment here for G2. It's got to have to pay off. Arzin, stuck in that corner, doesn't have a way to get out except smoking himself off, or getting smoked off. He's happy to get out. Trent. Shenum through the wall. Trent set to stand up, but always G2 stacked up in 2s and 3s.
Verno and Artsin, last 2 remaining. Swung on by Jonah, but he is denied of a kill, and it's down to the 2 versus 2. 2v1.
Crispy with it is Valen, but he is cut down. It's Leaf, the one player you do not want to have to clutch against. Against his up-and-comer, cerebral IGL and Arzin.
Look at the amount of angles that Artsin has to be concerned about at the moment. Leaf could be coming from anywhere.
Bam! What a shot!
This is the depth of talent on MIBR on display. They have a roster full of players who have the potential to be the star on any given day.
But I think they'd like them all to be firing at the same time. That's not happening though. Okay, Leaf takes his chances there. Aspas able to bring him down, and any chance of reprisal cut off. G2 throwing Armageddon in the way. Verno has his build up in this round, and the Valen takes the timing. Okay, it's messy, very messy. And Jonah P is the last one standing with the Odin. No armor to speak of, and no lifeblood in his vein.
They were looking all out of sorts, but they are straight back into this half. Look, you're not loving getting 3 on Lotus on attack. You're hoping for a lot more. It's an attack favorite map typically, but so they are taking what they can get as G2 are pushing through their own spawn. Shenum on watch.
Not bad from Shenum, and he's done enough there. There was a wrap from G2 pushing out of B. There's always something happening on that part of the map. And MIB also were aware. Trent's got a rifle to hand now. Cortesia drops down.
Spike
Paranoia
planted.
out, stays safe behind rubble. Oh, okay, cheeky little timing. Gets that extra frag.
Now there's a chance for G2 to go for this.
The off-angle
Leaf
swing.
collects onto Verno
No!
here.
Player standing.
Yeah, hand straight to head there. Bit of a scratch. Verno had to flick awfully fast. Trent here playing with house money, essentially. The round is all but lost for G2. He'd like to try and do some damage.
Might as well didn't even come into the round with the rifle. Does it's possible.
He's actually getting info first, so he doesn't want to use it unnecessarily. Big fight, though, for Rubble. We like to see these. Here comes a rolling thunder, though. Catches Cortesia out. Aspas, though, holds his own. Jonah isn't able to capitalize at all. Trent tucked it out, takes a fight to Aspas on the move. He goes careening into the door. Armageddon up here for Trent now, Jorgamo.
Might even be able to combo that Armageddon with some of this information from the dimensional drift if they really want to risk it.
Yep, he's yapping, relaying it. Leaf might even have been looking at this flank opportunity now. He can double up. Verno dropped down. Here's that Armageddon. Played off perfectly by G2. Well worth using the Messi.
Again, this is MIBR, all 5 players fighting towards A early.
Last round of the half, they're just going to go for it. Cortesia here. From the shadows, gets him in position now. Relay bolts there. Aspas burns Valen down. And they might want to keep pushing on this. They check the corner. Trent's spot from last round has been vacated. He's playing a bit further back as Arzin deals to Jonah. There's a wrap here from Leaf, but it might be a little bit too slow, and the Viper's pick won't get value this round. Here's Trent though again, stunning. Lines him up, special delivery, catches on the Verno, but he too is stunned! Down to 7, and Verno will finish the job. That buys enough time though for Leaf to get in position at least, but there's an attack side, Viper's Pit on A, impinging into Tree.
Leaf could try to counter Pit to get into Tree if he wants, or just fight close. Art's in with the shorty right there, but he's caught!
Even now in numbers, Leaf ready for it, shorty to hand himself. He dives into the pit. It's a hit, but not enough damage, and Aspas with his own shorty will get MIBR out of that attack.
As far as pistols go, so let's see if MIBR can even that up here with a trap play set up on B.
Okay, they do have a bit of a crossfire here, and there it is before the fault lines come through. They come from everywhere, by the way. It's just too good. Oh, buddy. Another beautifully executed MIBR pistol round. And not even Trent can...
In this entire series, if we're being honest, G2, even though they don't get the spike down on attack, they still want to force. They have stingers, light armors, they're ready to go.
One thing we saw from MIBR when they were on defense against Sen was that they did want to fight Rubble a lot. They've got this Neon. They want to get value from Aspas, obviously being able to come from odd positions.
Now, this is a position that Aspas wants to be in. He's the guy with a Vandal, taking a longer range look at this main door when G2 come out, wants to be able to spray at range.
Paranoia in the hands of Cortezia. We forced off here, TPing away from those salvos. Only takes a small amount of damage and ends up TPing right behind Jorgamo. Tap on the shoulder and a headshot with the Stinger. Keeps it even in this round.
There's a chance maybe Aspas can throw that Vandal over to Shenum trade for the Stinger so a guy with full armor can get the best weapon available in the server right now. Stealth drone going to get some information towards B for Trent and allow G2 an opportunity to slowly creep towards this A site.
All things considered, you're holding a bunch of Stingers in your G2, you're pretty happy to get so much space taken there on A Rubble already. Left. Now you're within striking distance of a site, you use one more wave of that initiator util, and Bob's your uncle.
Slowly walking in, they're not even going to rip that fault line. Verno could be in trouble. They're closing the distance right now. He wants to back up. He's going to have to try and stun himself. Shenum on the swing to protect him, however.
Had the right weapon for it too. Snakebite doesn't really hit. And G2 trying to save that util to stop MIBR's presumed flood. So they get in the side for free, almost.
After this flash, that'll be the last piece of util they have left. Salvos as well. Now it's just going to come down to the gunplay. Can MIBR trade out for each other effectively?
Cold steel, white knuckle grip on these guns for G2. These Stingers have got to sing. Aspas for 1. Trent though's able to get into the game now, the 1 versus 2, but look how low they are. A bit away with spray and he'd have it. Classic out, Aspas catches him through the corner of the masonry. And we have ourselves an even game.
Barely getting away with that. Scrape
round after round, but they're going to be set up for it again this time. And here's Aspas meets Valen head to head. Still a bit of an awkward one for G2 weaponry-wise. Sheriff's for them. Singing out well enough as Aspas got caught by an aftershock in the end.
Despite having these bad weapons, the fact that they pick up 2 players from MIBR is a testament to how explosive this G2 entry is into Rubble. It is fantastic stuff. Leaf has inserted himself now into the location of the map where the defenders spawn. So we'll see if he can find the timing to just backstab someone, get a rifle, and hey, maybe there's a chance for G2 yet.
G2 have been spending more than teams tend to do after losing that pistol. This is why they've yet to get rifles in their hand. Well, Sheriff does just as well. Shenum there plucked out of that position, and that opens the door now for Jonah to come right on through and get that spike in.
And instead of going for the gun, Leaf is going to opt to try and get into another unexpected position to just get a free backstab kill. Or at that, I mean, hell, Jonah could leave this site if he really wants to.
And he might.
Yeah, that's going to be the decision.
And again, he's happy. He says, I've drawn out a lot of this initiator util. Of course, it's only Taeho and Breach that are left, so I've got to be wary of that. He got a bit for free. Oh, buddy! Tucked in the corner. This guy's been magic today. Verno with a special delivery.
Oh, he's just so scared that Jonah is going to swing off of Leaf's contact.
And Jonah's gone elsewhere, bro. He's gone to A. Verno now has to extricate himself. Rifle the hand for Jonah. Armor. He's in a decent spot.
He knows where Verno's coming from.
He's in the perfect spot too. Biding his time. Patient killer, but the barrel will be... No! It turns away!
He willed them into this lower final yesterday. He's gotten them over the finish line. He's gotten them into Toronto, and now he wants to get them another trophy. Well, Artson says, nah, never mind. I'm just going to spend me down with that shot.
Justin, we had almost forgotten what Artisan's been able to produce this series. He delivers a quick reminder. Okay, Teo Util's going to clear the upper spot. Shinom now knows he's about to get a good look. Trent will be able to reveal him, and he'll have to move away from this aftershock. Slow and steady. G2 expending that Util now on the way in. Clone. Oh, what a relay bolt, though. Not able to capitalize on it. Shinom down. Verno here with the Sheriff on the corner. A lot of shots coming in through the boxes as G2 want to overwhelm, and they do. They are hungry to get this lead extended.
Just so many little things that G2 do right. Jaw waiting for Jonah to be the one who actually swings out. A guy with more HP so he doesn't go down, lose his rifle. Now they're into the 4 on 3, and what a timing to catch it to Artzin.
And he had the Rolling Thunder. He was lining up some of that Util. Completely smacked back down, and now MIBR have got to consider just how much they want to commit.
Okay, that's a nice little peek from Cortesia. Go to teleport into the dark cover.
Cortesia's going for it quiet so far today, and he will remain muted. Aspas is going to do something by Artezine.
Aspas going to play off of the standard one-way dark cover that's thrown over towards Mound. Has Artzin to throw a fault line for him if contact is taken.
Door toggled by Aspas. Enough to see the drone. Verno also checking with his own over towards the A side to see if there's more than just the token lurk. Aspas down to 5. Magic number for him, though. Off we run.
And in the meantime, Leaf had been slowly trying to get his way up towards A, but was caught by Verno's stealth nerve. And now caught himself as he tries to find a timing window through the wall. Absolutely punished for the hubris there.
The most casual of walks I've ever seen.
That spells his team into a 3 versus 5, where now it's Trent who's trying to explore, trying to find an opening, but everything is being covered by MIBR.
I mean, you have no info. No way of gaining it. Play a disadvantage. The upshot is that he can still keep putting pressure next round with some of these weapons. But now Verno and Artezine both develop those ultimates.
30
Jonah P
seconds left.
has a look. Valorant at 2100 might fancy trying to keep a lid on this money for MIBR. A win against Artezine here would be big.
Yeah, some damage would not hurt. Right call here from Artzin, though. Backing off, going to play very passively.
Valen
One
tracking that
enemy
corner.
remaining. 10 seconds left.
Fundamentals looking good for Artezine.
Nice try.
Jonah smacks him. Next up's Verno. Spacing I wouldn't say is sublime, but Verno's got the move.
This should be an explosive round. Again, this dark cover is being thrown down immediately, but it's Jaw with a dimensional drift going to run through B, send the great gate crash, towards the door, getting a lot of info towards Waterfall. What does the C setup look like for MIBR?
Okay,
they get into the site.
No way! Oh, the clone! Aspas not ready for that at all. Smacks down. Jogamo now needs to respect this aftershock. And gate crashes on out to a relatively safe place. Here's now the Rolling Thunder. It's wave upon wave of Util from G2 and Cortezia at least deals with Leaf. But Artezine holds his ground.
How does
G2 are out of there.
How does he go 1 for 1, and now Jaw is caught by Shenum. Jaw had put them in such an excellent position, saw the Cortezia, he had made that teleport forward. That's why the Rolling Thunder was sent out, and he still goes 1 for 1 while stunned, and then Artzin, instantaneous follow-up. Beautiful trade from him. He is so on point today. This might be the best game we've seen from Artzin since the first game, actually, of this stage, where he dropped some unreal numbers on the breach.
And he's doing it without a judge. It's been real nice. But that Cortezia kill might have been the pivotal one. Again, the money's just teetering here for G2. It's not in a good place at all. Trent's out of Util entirely. Drone spots, and there's Jonah. It had to be a solo mission. Trent will try and drag himself out of these salvos. He can. 1 versus 3. It's dicey. Already Artezine's down. He'll fold back. Trent, can he? So hard to catch, but Verno will sink his teeth in. Once more, we're tied up.
G2 had all of the information. They made the...
And like we mentioned that previous round, money troubles for G2. Just a Guardian at best for them.
Wow. Past several rounds, Leaf has met his match over towards that A side. Again, fast trade, Aspas hungry for more.
And he knows he's got the advantage. He knows he's got the better weapon. Might be one of the sharpest individuals we have here in Americas. But he still respects the numbers from G2 and backs away. But implies with that fast lane that he might have gone in the waterfall direction. So we'll see if they check this. Weird angle. Pulls the trigger a little too early.
What?
Still gets away. Plot armor at least for Aspas as well, it seems.
1 enemy remaining.
Here's Trent. Sheriff, just the Sheriff out there on Mound.
This half, they were trying to get into rubble.
But they're preserving that util maybe for this second wave, this second push-up. Cortesia. Paranoia in position. It's only him and Tree right now, though. This might be the timing. Sidestep there. Here comes an Armageddon from the defenders. Eventually, you've got to get moving, but Jorg knows he has some time. There's Valen. Aspas dealt with now, heading into Tree. G2 brimming with confidence. Tony Artesian, and he wants to get forward. He wants to get ahead of this.
They made that trap play look like a joke. Valen just walks forward with Jaw, and they dismantle the defenders. They're trying to find kills off the Armageddon. That looked like it required less than no effort to deal with.
And where's the trade opportunity? There just is none. G2 just walk up to MIBR, take 2 kills, walk away scot-free. Shannon again in a really important position. Last round was the opener. Now it's a second wave. Heads go rolling. They do. But eventually Trent can shut him down and still puts G2 at a player advantage. And now MIBR have to come together. Once more, though, it's both their initiators flashed with util.
This round is of the utmost importance for G2 to win, and despite having the man advantage, you know they're going to want to use ultimates to get this over the finish line. So there's that Viper's Pit, and just in case, Trent is still sitting on the Armageddon.
Artesian's been a bit slow on this, maybe checking his back line. Armageddon comes on through, Verno knows he's got to step forward, and he finds himself the one, eventually falling to Trent's ultimate, though. And Artesian, with 1 flashpoint, 70 points of health, and 2 players to bowl over now, has to step up to the plate. Nothing to see, Decay down to 1, time working against him. He'll spray, he'll speculate, he'll hope, but hope won't get you there.
Absolutely nothing.
Shenam has a pit to funnel, potentially to B. So that's an option. After he sees the drone come in now, obviously wants to avoid suppression. He does.
Bit of a late re-clear, makes sure to break it with the classic as well. Just, no, I don't have the rifle over here.
Leaf unfortunately can't hide the fact. Aspas steps out, just takes a raw fight. Eventually help comes, but the timing was bizarre.
Leaf is cooling off. Trent at least comes in for the trade and a little bit more, shuts down Verno as well and allows the team to pivot here towards this A side.
Mr. Consistent is Trent. Cortesia. Man on a mission. Like Solid Snake with only a paper clip and maybe a rubber band to work with. Just the
30
classic.
seconds left.
Or can he cobble together? That's stunning for Shenom, though. All of a sudden, things look a bit more doubtful for G2. This is an important round. It's so pivotal. And Shenom, though, is just stunned up. Great special delivery.
He is stuck in a one-and-done position that G2 are able to take advantage of. Trent, life on the line there. Oh my god, if Arts didn't pick that, it looked like he was going to.
It would have been perfect too, and the timing works against him. Cortesia. TPs. It's a fake one, and he's standing right on top of these salvos. It's looking dire. It's looking grim. The upshot is that he can buy in the next round, so let's see what he can rustle up out here. Some vittles, some grub. Aspas wants to be forward. G2 say, we're ready for it. They played the slow default, expecting the push up, and there's more where that came from, apparently.
Here.
Jorgmo gets behind. He sees that last player at Mound and Artesian. Oh, buddy, into the waiting arms of Jorg as he tried to escape. This is bad news for MIBR. The money's in shambles. They take a huge risk, a gambit off Aspas that doesn't pay off.
Completely falls flat in the face of G2's awareness that a play like that could be coming. That is a pretty standard play in the playbook for everyone on Lotus defense, especially when you have the Neon running that early BC pinch, straight running at the attacking side. They were stacked up, ready for it, and it looked like Jorgmo hit a stunner shot onto Aspas to really just shut that effort down in its entirety. Verno relegated to a slow, sad save. G2 can afford to hunt a little bit.
We saw the stats coming into the game. Verno with a higher KD than Aspas, even though has a lower ACS, is because we have a lot of rounds like this. Verno is the Teo player, needs to be hanging around late in the round, so often survives, has less deaths than his contemporaries.
Intentions of getting out into rubble early, going to be slowed down by that initial fault line, and Valen taking a ton of damage. That Guardian high bullet pen through the wall.
Yeah, Artesian good spray early in the round, and there is a Viper's Pit already set up on C. We do sometimes see teams pivot into this pit, and you can clear it, of course, with, I don't know, a Rolling Thunder. Jonapi has one of those. Drone comes out on the B side. He sees the gate crash comes in. So Shen, not sure that G2 have been put off this idea of going C.
MIBR have rotated over towards B right now, as they have some fair information close A with Cortesia playing up close. Wow, they are just going Rolling Thunder Shenum right out of this.
He's likely to be caught by this unless he can tuck in that bottom corner. Unlikely he gets there in time. Trent opens with a drone. Here's a lot of util to flush the pit out. They know where the Viper is, and here comes the Rolling Thunder now. Shenum got to be forced back. Now, can't do much there. Jaw's able to run him over. That pit will dissipate now as the defenders try and get set up here in Waterfall. But Lee, he's already so far forward. Jaw on the site itself. Just lazily steps out of the way of that incoming util.
Trent is about to have the Armageddon when he gets the spike down too.
Two players up though for G2. Spray for Cortesia. Finally gets in the game. And what a savior! Just as it looks. Off we go.
Instant fault line going to come through from Artsin, and now G2 trying to scale out.
Jorg gets deep, but there's no one there to meet him. Aspas apparently found him. That's dirty. He was pushed forward. G2 sent Jorg so deep and weren't really there to back him up.
And now you can see Trent having to run back towards spawn. They're worried that someone from MIBR could be pushed up out of C, pushing up out of B.
Oh, they look nervous. They look extremely nervous. Paranoia for Jonah.
Just used by Cortesia to maintain control of this A side of the map. G2, they have to re-clear everything. They have no control of Mountain. The dark cover just expired. They're just going to have to pure contact that on the opposite side of the map.
Okay, here comes that aforementioned clear. Aspas is too clean! Too clean!
Remaining.
And in the perfect round to get going, he gets it done. Valen disoriented, surrounded inside the poison orb. And Jeddah will put him.
He has cooled off. MIBR have his number.
He's been a 00 agent so far after that. Here's Trent Shenum getting taken down. He looks to probe on B, but G2 are very proactive this round. And quickly, Leaf starts to move into a backstab position. This is going to draw Verno away from Mound, but seems very lightly held for G2. They want the retake.
Verno versus Leaf on the flank, just going to keep him in his place with that Molly. Doesn't want to take the fight to him. Artsin in some serious danger from that spam, and he does go down to Trent.
Spike is down though. MIBR down to 3. But if Aspas is live, anything is possible. Here's Leaf on the other side of the door. Verno, oh, Buddy on the move as well. Cortesia finds one, and here we go once more. MIBR disadvantaged, but in a position to punish a defuse attempt. Oh, there it is, the slide is in. And Aspas has arrived once more. Jonah goes low from that one, walks into a crossfire.
Oh, come on, man!
Valen now has to salvage the round, but he's... Aspas forward on Mound, but he's got two other players to back him up, other crossfires to hold. Relay ball thrown out, and man, the correction is stunning. He'll slide forward, completely unhinged, but Artsin, the safe pair of hands there, will at least trade.
He made a correction. I don't think he could see a thing. He just knows he is locked in. Verno is controlling all of A. Leaf in these situations had been so aggressive, but he's been getting shut down this time. Is Verno the one getting too aggro? Yes, he is. Leaf bides his time, finds the kill. And now 2 rounds in OT in a row. It's G2 with a man advantage heading into the post plant. They have to get this done. They have to convert here.
And this time, MIBR are without their star player. Aspas fell after that kerfuffle on Mound. So Shenum and Artsin have got to bring the heat.
Those guys are looking like number 2 and 3 right now on the team, though, if we're being real. That is still a potent duo to go up against, no matter what your advantages are.
Crucially, fault line obviously off cooldown, and Artsin has both those flashes because he wasn't involved heavily in that first fight. Not in a position to really use that util anyway.
Artsin just has to use his fault line to try to get back into B main safely because he needs to go through the door.
Okay, Jenum's Dobe is creeping up on this line. All of G2 grouped here in Baby Door, and no one's looking to wrap around. Snakebite here could be pretty rough as well. Artsin doesn't know if there's anyone upper. Paranoia comes, oh, Buddy, there's 2 on the line, that's tough. And it's Shenum, 1 versus 3. Leap to step up first. The spacing's got to be perfect here for G2, but they've got the numbers, and Shenum doesn't feel confident for a defuse. That's 1 down, but there's more where that came from. That's 2, and still no time to work with. Valen knows it will fall. G2, 47 kills, the current America's kill record. And speak of the man.
So fast. Oh my god, he's still going.
Oh my goodness! Jonah flattened. There's only so far the insanity can go, apparently, but it's still a player advantage. Oh, I say that.
Spike down.
Player advantage dissipates very quickly. Young Verno always finds himself in this position.
That's just the clone running forward. Has to clear out heaven, face towards Baby Door. Needs to get the spike down against an enemy Tejo. Currently, Trent doesn't have those missiles, but they will be cycling back up soon.
Still a minute to figure this out. All the util that Verno was going to have this round is back on deck. Really, what are you supposed to do? The economic side of saving, not a factor here in overtime, and it's something Verno normally opts for. In these situations, he just holds the weapon.
Jaw is all the way wrapping.
I mean, Verno's
right through spawning.
is allowed for a lot of time. What's the plan
30
here?
seconds left.
30 to play. The spike's been known and noted by G2, so no risk of them just drifting off to other parts of the map.
He is really hoping that someone on G2 would overplay this situation and show themselves. It's not going to happen, and it's resulted in time just dwindling so low for him.
Yeah, no time here at all, really. Got to push into this fight, and it's taken down. This time G2 don't want to test. The stakes, perhaps a little too high. They'll counter smoke out the one way. Head for Pastures Greener. That's the A side, which looks like Stardew Valley by comparison. It's just Verno.
Grenade is live.
Gets the stun onto Trent, but ultimately very irrelevant. He is going to be under a lot of pressure and knows he just needs to get out of here.
So the on-upper sees those salvos come in. Leap will surely follow them up, and Verno on the move, still clear. Oh, buddy!
Spike down A.
Rips them apart. Cortesia does drop Spike. Out there on the A side, though, loose as Verno gets it dropped. And now Artisan's here to back him up. Fallon is tucked. Now it's a waiting game as MIBR want to flood back in. It hurts them. It works against them. It's up to Verno. It has to be 4. The Spike's headed away. It's been recovered. And again, Verno has to clutch this time to save the map.
The whole team showed up to support Verno, but then they just did too much. They already had the advantage. Forced G2 to make the move. They wanted to end that round right in that moment, but it's left Verno, who was the hero at the beginning of this, finding that 2K in a nearly impossible situation against Trent, who has missiles and the Armageddon at his disposal.
Surely that is too much to ask for. Surely that is too much. Verno here. Once again has to go looking. Gives it a tap, and the Armageddon is expected. Verno lingers, hoping someone plays off of it. It's G2 after all. There's no way that's happening. Time getting shorter. Salvos here. It's a foregone conclusion. A deterministic round, and map win here for G2. Verno can only await his fate. It's signed and sealed.